Hey, welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you. And thanks for checking out the channel. Hope everybody's doing fantastic out there. Miami Dolphins training camp is almost through, ladies and gentlemen. They got a joint practice with the Buccaneers coming on up. And I kind of just want like the entire facility put in like a cryo chamber because every damn day there just seems like there's a new injury that flares up today. Holy crap. Tyreek Hill, he's got a removable brace on his hand. He's not doing any catching. Already, Jalen Waddle, he's been out 2 weeks with something minor. Awesome. Javon Holland, he's been out 2 weeks. Also, I guess with something minor. Although maybe that has a little hint of hold-in contract on it. Maybe. But it has been quite frustrating, seeing all the injuries and it's been a bevy of them, man. Like in a lot of weird ones. River Craycraft has the shoulder injury that he suffers in the preseason game. Chris Brooks gets a concussion. I mean, these are guys that you were excited about. It seems like, for right now, I guess can't even say Tanner Connor, had that great first preseason game, good first preseason game, and then he gets hurt. I don't like who has gotten out unscathed. The special teams room. It's been that kind of a day. I will say it was good to hear Anthony Weaver, who addressed the media today. He did give some good stuff on Bradley Chubb because we haven't heard much on Bradley Chubb and where things are at with the Dolphins' other star pass rusher. They're very rich and they're very expensive pass rusher that they traded a first round pick for. So that's good to hear that his rehab is going well. Although I will say on the Anthony Weaver front, there was a couple things that were exciting to hear because there are some young players that are looking good amidst all the injuries and amidst all the stuff that's a pain in the ass. The performances of some like unsung young guys has been really cool. And one of them was Brandon Pili, who he was an undrafted free agent last year out of USC, and he just pulled this behemoth bulldog move during the game, and it was really, really sick. And this was Coach Weave on him and his skill set and where he's at.
Pili has all the attributes to go out there and be a productive NFL interior lineman. He's still learning the finer things of playing the position, but he has all the skill in the world. And just like all these other guys I've talked about, like he comes to work like bright-eyed, ready to go. And as long as you do that, and then you take the coaching and try to apply it on the field, like you'll get the results. So certainly pleased in where he's trending so far in his early career.
Yeah, he looks like what he did in that game was scary looking. I never know. It's tough to know because, yes, you're at that second half and you're at this point where you don't know who he's really going up against, like who's paying attention to like the end of the roster for the Commanders, but still it looked badass. Like it was the same thing as watching just the rookies go out there and ball out. And so you see him last year in the development that he's bringing to the table in a position that, they did cut Tier Tart. Benito Jones has also been missing a lot of practice. And so there's been some reps there for those guys. And he's definitely one that I think caught attention just because of that, the way that destruction looked. Calais Campbell was also impressed with the young buck.
He's a much better athlete than you think. Looking at him, you think he's going to be just a strong, powerful guy. And he turns around and like does some athletic stuff. It's like, wow, he ain't supposed to move like that as big as you are. But, he's a great athlete. Sometimes you got to remind him, play with that strength a little bit too, because you are strong too, but he does a good thing of both. Very talented guy. This whole D-line, we have a very talented D-line, a lot of young guys just trying to earn, trying to develop their talents and earn their opportunity. But, it's going to be a competitive roster, excuse me. I don't know what they're going to do. This is probably one of the fewer where, like the kind of jobs are up in the air. Like, you kind of usually have an idea who's going to make the team, who's going to be playing beside you. But right now, like, it's pretty close. I don't know.
Yeah, with some guys out, that is a question. There are opportunities there. Guys are making plays. And, there were some times, obviously, they got gashed a little bit in that first run of them out there actually being in live ball that, we got questions about that. I think that's probably one of the bigger questions about this Miami Dolphins team. Yeah, a lot of the focus has been put on the pass rushers because obviously you're waiting on the return of Jalen Phillips and you're waiting on the return of Bradley Chubb and what those guys are going to bring to the table. But the biggest loss on the team was Christian Wilkins and how they're going to bolster and fortify what they got up front is still, I think, a huge question that Anthony Weaver has to answer with this skill set, because there's been all this talk and bravado about, we're going to be bullies, we're going to have this new mentality. All right, well, we gotta see that be brought to the forefront. However, the secondary has a lot of intriguing prospects, but none of them, of course, have captured our heart more than Storm Duck. And yes, it may just be because his name is Storm Duck, and that's going to catch your damn attention during a preseason game. However, the dude is always around the football. They are trying him a lot. He is always around the football. He is breaking up the ball like crazy. He's all over the place, and he's impressed. You can't help but be impressed by what Storm Duck has brought to the table. We can't just sit here and be like, that's nothing. What? Yeah, I'm just supposed to sit here and act like, what he's doing or Isaiah Johnson's doing or what these young DBs are out there. Like, yeah, they're throwing the ball a lot. He's sticking with guys. He's breaking up plays. Storm Duck is making an impact, dude. He is, and that's been in the case in practice, drills, wherever. He just seems to, like, you're not going to beat this guy. You're not going to beat this guy. And he was talking today to reporters about, the consistency that maybe he didn't necessarily have when he didn't go drafted. But I think you've seen a guy consistently, like, really bring it every single day. And you think about the idea that now Cam Smith is down with another injury, that this kid may have to do something. This kid may be thrust into action at some point. But it's also not a crazy story, because we have seen the undrafted cornerback like Kader Kohu spring up and make an impact. It's not like this unheard of thing even recently with the organization, maybe with a different coordinator, but still. And also, the man knows how to stay calm. Storm Duck with some interesting thoughts on how he keeps his mind right.
I take a lot of time just reading books. I read a lot, and you learn to appreciate what's around you. Just as you could see like a squirrel going up the tree, you walk right by and not even see it. Just like little things around you keeps you in the moment. So that's what I really learned. And it's hard to put into words. Not too. I mean, as human nature, it's kind of hard not to think ahead for sure. But that's definitely helped me, keep me, where my feet are, not putting pressure on myself, just having fun with everything.
You're damn right. Looking at a squirrel is peaceful. Sometimes I'll just be sitting here. I'll be looking out the sliding glass door and just looking at the squirrels frolicking in the backyard. Just like, peace. And it's good to know that Storm Duck will look at the squirrels every now and then and keep his mind at ease. It's a beautiful thing from Storm Duck. It really is. Now, not going to lie, the Jordan Poyer thing, the last time that he spoke to the media, wasn't thrilled, because he was basically saying that the Dolphins folded up like a cheap suit. And, it's tough to get on him. I mean, it's been echoed by a lot of the vets who have come in here that they were trying to change the narrative of the Dolphins, whether that be Calais Campbell or Jordan Brooks or, any of these vets who have kind of echoed those sentiments. But I did like what he said yesterday, because he was talking about the Miami Dolphins offense, an offense that he has a lot of experience preparing for under many coaches, and Buffalo has had a lot of success against the Dolphins. But he says this offense in particular, harder to prepare for than the one that he did when he was on the Bills.
I mean, I'll say it like this. I'm glad I'm on this side. Because game planning against that offense is already hard. Seeing a few new wrinkles, a few things that they've done in from OTAs to training camp. Obviously, with the players that they have, I'm glad I'm on this side and I got a game plan for them no more. So it's a fun offense to watch. It's a really tough offense to go against. But their speed, their timing, the way they work, they're making us better, and we're trying to do the same to make them better.
Man, that is goosey. We've heard the wrinkle thing a lot. That has definitely been something that's been echoed by a lot of new players. That's been echoed by guys who have been with Mike McDaniel for a while, Jeff Wilson, River Craycraft, that Mike McDaniel has been in the lab this offseason, that he's bringing new things to the fold. Some people will simplify and be like, oh, they're just bringing in a tight end. Yeah, but the tight end they're using like all over the place. Like they're moving things, dude. And I love those little damn flip passes that Tua does, like those whoop, phew. It is a delight. It's a delight to see it all in action. And when you have a guy who's seen it all, and a guy like in the likes of Jordan Poyer saying, pretty glad I don't have to go against this in real games anymore. Pretty happy about that. And I like it because, you know what? I think Mike McDaniel's got a little bit of a chip on the shoulder too. And you bet your ass that he heard the calls by some of the media pundits who are like, maybe give up the play calling duties. You know, give them up. Give them up. You know, we've spent so much time on the quarterback getting his "I told you so" moment. You don't think the coach wants a little get back too? For everybody said he should give up the old play sheet. I think that's why you got Mike McDaniel coming up with all these things. Everybody talking about all the different elements this offense is going to bring to the table. However, it would be nice if they get some more bodies on the field to actually practice some of this stuff.